Yeah, so we picked up with the big scaly hands grabbing our boats at the tail end of quarter four, and it was cold, becoming fully dark. It was Saurians. They went after Askelon's pack, but Askelon was able to grab it away from him. Askelon also kept telling him that he was sick, like, "Don't come near me, don't come near me." Garm and Stas tried to switch spots in the boat, but Garm ended up in the water. Had about 4 Saurians come around. Stas stabbed one, and Conn shot and killed him. He took off after the knife that I think Askelon chucked in the water. One of them took Conn's knife and left. One of them took Askelon's knife and left. And then there was the last one was trying to like swamp the boat with Stas and Conn in it, and Garm took his head off. And Stas lost his axe in the water in all the mayhem. So, after that lovely little bit, Askelon was able to, I think in that whole thing, Askelon was able to gain a couple willpower points through some rolls. But he made his endurance test versus disease and actually failed and got worse. Made it to the southern shore, and Askelon was able to heal himself while singing a healing song and stripping himself down naked. And then we argued about where to go to the village, back down the stream. Meanwhile, Garm set up camp. Conn was keeping watch, though he noticed a structure up on the hills farther inland, maybe some ruins. Stas rest, Askelon rest. Quarter 2, Garm and Conn were resting. And Askelon attempted to train fast feet. I don't remember if he succeeded or not, but who knows?
Yeah, I think you're muted, Wayne. Or I couldn't hear you at least.
Don't think I did. And I also changed my name to Askelon Skyclad in my new
phase.
Right.
That's right. Well, that's right on. Stas was keeping watch and failed, and it got really cold around us really fast, and he heard something say traitor twice, and then just got pounded. Broke some toes, which are going to take some time to heal, and there was a shimmering apparition with long hair and a cloak that appears to be blowing in the wind. And I think we all woke up in that big kerfuffle, and we were picking up what the spirit was coming towards Garm and Conn, as Garm went for his sword, Conn went for his bow. Askelon drew his knife and was running back to camp after practicing his fast footwork. That's where I think that's right.
I think excellent recap. Anybody have anything to add?
I shortened all the arguing to we just argued about it, but that went on for a while.
Yeah, there was a fair bit of that, as is often the case. And bigger picture wise, of course, the prior session is where you had run into the diseased woman. Askelon had contracted the disease. That's the whole reason you were coming back up the river, right? Against maybe some of your better judgment, or So when you put in, I think the best way to describe this is the initial sort of searching around. You found those hilltop ruins, didn't investigate them, camped down the hill towards the water, and now the two of you who are near the camp because you were sleeping, and that is Garm and Conn, right, are not sort of face to face with this thing. And Askelon, I think from the discussion we had in the Discord recently over training and all that good stuff, it might be safe to assume that you completed your training. What do you guys think? This is happening kind of in the middle of the quarter, and I think what we were saying was maybe since training is part of a rest action, really, right? Perhaps it doesn't take you 6 hours to do the training. Is what we were talking about.
Right, but I was buying rank 1, so I still have to make the wits roll. I mean, there's no getting around that.
Then let's do this. Make your wits roll right now at -1 because you didn't get to spend the entire time. You're going to get interrupted.
Okay.
If you can make that wits roll, you'll get the what's the word I'm looking for?
Talent.
Look at that.
Ooh, look at you go.
Look at you. Look at you. Is that you have all those wits even though you didn't rest, or did you rest? You did rest in the boat.
Yeah, I did rest.
That's right. The other two, Garm and Conn, who are woken abruptly, are not going to get the benefit of the rest, right?
Right.
Okay, so let's do this then. If you guys see where we are on the map, right here, where I've marked the apparition and the hilltop ruins, southeast of Riversnit, the village you were heading back for. Let's go back over to the front page. I'll drag you all there in a second, but I also need to move someone else. I hope.
Did we not get? I thought we were just south of the village, not to the east. Am I wrong? I guess I'm wrong. If that's where we are, that's where we are.
You would be wrong, Phil.
Fair.
I don't think we got that far.
Yeah.
I think it's...
No, because that was where that big open area is where it has reeds and marsh, and that's where we fought the Saurians.
Okay.
We went
I thought we
straight
got
to
one
shore.
more hex over.
No, because we were talking about it, and I said, if we hugged the shore on the south side, would it count as that hex? And then we would have gotten hex XP.
Yes.
You know.
Yes. That is what she said.
I am sleepy and not full strength.
And unconscious, I think, or broken.
No, because
maybe
Askelon, I think, healed me. Didn't you?
No, I think you're broken because the apparition
from the
pounded
blow.
you.
Remember? That's why you broke your toes. You were broken. You rolled on the critical table, or I rolled on the critical table. Broke your toes.
Yeah. Yeah, yours is that critical broken toes injury.
It says I have two strength, though.
It was another error.
I'm pretty sure you ended up broken.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I just wondered if it was my strength. It says scouting. It would have been wits for scouting, right? So maybe my wits is gone.
I believe the blow was against your strength. It was a physical blow.
Oh, okay. Why didn't I? Maybe I didn't mark it off. That's fine.
That could be.
Critical injury.
I think it was like
rolled
3
it. It's in the chat. I'm looking at it. Yeah.
Yeah, it was 3 or 4 damage, I think, wasn't it?
Damage.
Maybe.
Wow.
Yeah.
So okay, I bet you probably told me, and then I didn't check it off.
I think that's probably the case.
And I can't check it now. Huh. That's great. Thanks, character sheet.
Okay, and I wanted to check on this since we're going to have one PC in this state for a little while. Apologies, Sean, that you're going to be a little inert for the beginning of this. But when you're broken with your strength, you're knocked senseless. You rolled for the critical injury. You can crawl and mumble, so you are not necessarily laid out. If you want to be laid out completely, that's fine. But we can also cut to you every now and then and provide some mumbling action if that's going to be amusing. So we can do that if we need to. What we want to do, I think, next is do the whole initiative thing. I'll try to be methodical about this and create the encounter. I think I need to reset the deck, so let me do that. The deck is reset, so people should be able to draw.
Are we in the...
Okay. Oh, someone had the whole Rogues and Raiders thing selected. Should I get rid of that?
Can I get rid of that?
I'm going to remove that combatant, and whoever that was can roll again.
Oh, that is fantastic.
I'm not in the combat. Is it just going to be Garm and the Ghost?
All 4 of you are. You just have to select your token and roll, right?
I got to be in the.
Yeah, never mind. I
in the combat.
I inevitably always do this wrong.
Okay.
Let me do this.
I cannot
start the combat.
Alter my character sheet.
There we go.
You what?
Really?
Can't. Yeah, it says GM Sean lacks permission to update actor, and then it has a weird code after it. So anything I try to click on it doesn't work. Woo! Oh, wait a minute! But then now it came up with the errors, but something's really wacky going on. Because I just looked at the strength and it took 2 off that I clicked, and now they're gone. Like it removed it. Something is way out of whack. Yeah,
I hope it's not going to be too glitchy for us tonight. We'll rely as little on Founder as we can. I'll put it that way. Conn and Garm and Stas, and you guys draw cards.
Well,
Yeah.
that's a good question. Let me see. Not enough cards shuffling the deck, although it gave me a 9.
It did the Rogues and Raiders thing again. Let's do this. If you guys don't mind, I'm going to clear it one more time.
Well, you should be able just to get rid of them. I think if you right click.
Apologies, Wayne, doing the whole thing so I can just reset the deck.
Okay.
I know you had a good initiative. I apologize. We should be able to do it now. So
Okay.
I'll get rid of Rogues and Raiders.
All right.
Try that. Select your token first. Draw initiative. It keeps adding it. I wonder why.
Is it selected on the? No, it's all right.
Regardless, we can just eliminate it
Yeah,
after you guys after you've all pulled the card.
Draw
It's
the
fine.
same card. Whatever, man.
Askelon and Garm, since you guys have drawn good cards, if you want me to switch you, I can. You know what you had from before?
Oh, sure. That way I can give somebody else the opportunity to go.
Sure. I don't remember what I had. I hadn't actually clicked over.
I had a 2.
Yeah, I think Askelon had 2 and Garm had 4. You guys both had decent. Let me do this. I'll give you a 2. I'll give Garm his 4. And then Conn, we need to get yours.
I would pull a 10. That's what
You
it
pulled
says
a 10?
that's what it says in the chat thing. Am I pulling the card the wrong way?
You must be. I think maybe you didn't select your token first. I can add you as a 10 right now, though, and we'll be good to go.
Yeah, okay.
Initiative value 10. It's a little finicky. You have to pick your token first, and only the one token, and then draw the card and all that kind of stuff.
My bad.
No, it's all good. It's all good.
I found the issue. You want to know what it is?
Go on.
It's you're gonna die. You're just gonna laugh. Really, seriously, you're gonna die after I tell you.
Go
You
on.
ready? You ready?
Yeah.
I was trying to alter Conn's character sheet.
I have 2 strength. It says right here.
It does.
Nice.
If you're Conn, but my character sheet has no strength.
There you go.
Hence I do not have permission to alter Conn's character sheet. There you go.
Good to know.
I knew you guys would
Nice.
laugh. I know you're dying. You're dying.
Kevin, roll a d6 because your foe pulled a 4 as well. If you roll a 4, 5, or 6, you'll get to go ahead of the ghost. If you roll a 1, 2, or 3, you're gonna go after.
Oh, come on. There we go.
You can do it.
So
You're going after.
That makes sense.
Okay.
how about since we can coordinate our initiative, right? Still, we could switch initiative scores.
You can switch initiative. Correct me if I'm wrong. If you can hear and see one another, is that right?
That's
I think that's the switcheroo. So before you do that, Askelon, let's just set the scene for a minute since we've been doing mostly mechanical gobbledygook here, getting the initiative tracker all ready to roll. I think we described Askelon. Was he at? I'm gonna have to pull up my cheat sheet. Got an error from that. We'll try the quick reference sheet. I'm getting an error from that too. The PDFs aren't working. Okay. Now I've got it. Stand by. Okay. What did we describe your range at, Askelon? I think long.
That sounds fine. I was
sound right?
I was pretty far away.
Yeah.
That sounds fine.
So I think let's just as this starts, right? So it's a middle of Q2. So you guys had put in to the in under cover of darkness, and we're sleeping and resting and all the rest, sort of in the morning, right? Q2 is that 6 a.m. to noon. Excuse me. So it's kind of early morning, mid morning. So it's a little misty and whatnot, but the weather's decent. But the cold and that frigid air that Stas felt is what helped wake up Conn and Garm as well. And then there was a shriek, I think, and as our friend got sent flying. Did anybody else hear the words traitor, or was that only Stas who heard that? I think maybe the other two of you heard it as well, Garm and Conn.
I feel like that maybe it said it again as it started coming towards us.
Yep. So long story short, you guys, I would think would be at short range. Excuse me, near range. So not arm's length, but near range. So the thing is kind of on top of you, as it walloped Stas from his position where he was keeping watch. And then we have at long range, we have Askelon, who has seen, and Askelon, I think we described last time, you can only see you can't see this thing very well. It's translucent. You would probably know from your elven lore and whatnot there are these restless spirits all throughout the Ravenlands, that usually there's something that's kept them from being able to go, be put to rest type of thing. This one has yelled out traitor. You haven't gotten a good look at it though, or heard it. So when we're describing sort of some of the more detail that I think Conn and Garm are about to see, Askelon's not seeing that yet. He's too far away. But let's now get into the initiative. So when we call the two, we have Askelon. What's your move there, Askelon?
Well, just tell you what I'm thinking. I'm thinking I could try purge undead on this thing, but I have to be near it. So, I want to run, but if I can switch the initiatives, I'd like to give one of them a chance to attack before it does. Who is closer to this creature? Are Garm and Stas about the same?
They're equidistant. Yeah.
Okay.
You're both near.
I'm going to go with Garm because he's the tougher of the two. So I'm going to switch with him in case that he can actually affect this thing. So
got it. All right.
Maybe.
So that'll move. So Askelon, your initiative, it actually moves,
5.
doesn't it? Yeah. So you guys actually swap initiatives.
Right.
Let me update that quickly. Garm goes to 2. Okay, and I think we described Garm and Conn, as Kevin reminded us in the recap. You guys had reached for your weapons. You're pretty on top of things mentally before we started the combat. So Garm, Askelon, describe how you switch initiative here. Askelon, what do you say to him? What do you call out and do?
I'm going to say, hold it off. I think I might be able to banish it, to just try to get him to act.
Okay.
Gotcha.
So Garm, let me describe it just for a second because you're now coming within 15, 10 feet of it. So I think I described before it had long hair, and you can kind of see the hair and the tattered cloak it wears sort of blowing in a breeze you don't feel. So there's definitely this eerie, what is this thing? You can see the hillside through it beyond. So it's see-through, it's translucent. And beneath that cloak, you can see what looks like kind of, again, shimmering and kind of strange, but like moldering armor, like maybe ring mail or mail of some kind. Looks like it may have been a soldier as it comes for you, and its face is contorted, as I described in our last session, in kind of a permanent scream, kind of like, sideways. And sorry, over to you, Garm. What are you doing?
Garm looks over at Conn and looks at Stas laid out on the ground, and then, Okay. And he'll step forward. He doesn't bother with the shield, figuring that's not going to be worthwhile because, spirit, big wooden shield. So he steps up. Oh, we'll see what happens. I don't know who was a traitor to you, but it'd be really great if you stopped hitting us. And he kind of swings, goes just center mass, like actually he tries to poke. So he tries to pierce her center mass, just kind of let's see if this works, type of thing.
With his axe?
Broadsword.
Oh, sword.
Yep.
Forgot about that. All right. The ghost is not doing any kind of defense or anything. So it's just coming towards you. So you have to use your quick action to get closer, right?
Yep.
Fast action to get closer.
To close and slow action to attack.
Got it. You can make your roll.
All right. Oh.
Hoorah! And your sword passes right through it. And you can feel cold come up the blade into your hand, and you pull the sword out. Completely unaffected, just looks down at you and just goes, traitor! And you can tell he looks at your blade as well as you. So watching it kind of pull free from him, he seems to be angry that you're holding a weapon. He's just like, and he's coming now right for Garm. And I think initiative-wise, it's his turn.
Well.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm sure it will. All right. So maybe see if I can remember how to do the attacks for the ghost. Holy Jesus Christ. Okay, you're going to love this. The ghost grabs the victim and lets an icy chill of death stream into its body. So as you're pulling your sword back, its hand reaches up, its bone, you can see it's kind of a half skeletal, still seems to have some ghostly flesh on it, and it grabs your wrist as you're pulling your sword back. And it's got it's a grip like death. And you try to pull your arm away, and you can feel this cold flooding up your arm. So I will, I'll just let you know, I guess. That is 5 damage. And you didn't save any kind of action to try and defend, right?
Oh boy.
So I'm not sure. It's basically 5 damage to strength from the cold. And
Gotcha.
if you are not down or broken, maybe even if you are, you also become cold.
Oh, well, I am broken.
Okay. Okay.
So we got that going for us first. Garm, when it grabs him, he just goes, "That's not flipping fair." Yeah. I don't know if I take a critical injury or anything.
I believe you do.
Okay.
Let me verify that.
Yeah, you got to do that, and then I'm gonna. I don't think I need an action to do this.
You can do your orc thing.
That's what I was double checking to make sure I don't need an action to be able to do that, but I don't. So, but I still take a critical injury first before I can do the orc thing.
Yeah, I just got to find the right critical injury table. Do you have access to it in Foundry, or should I do it?
I think you should.
I don't think we have access to the table.
Yeah, I think I ended up doing it for you, Sean.
Yeah.
Sean, do you got Heart of Darkness prepped for 2 weeks from now, or what's going on?
I mean, I guess we could do that. Sure. I'd fire that up. I mean, Harrigan was saying, Harrigan literally messaged me and said, "Hey man, look at him, he's laughing because he knows it's true. He's like, hey, if you want to step back and take over, just let me know. It's not a big deal, And I'm like, no, everything's cool, man. I love being a player.
Everything's cool. He's
great.
like, oh, watch this.
He's not getting the hint, so I guess I gotta
guess I'm just gonna auger this right into the ground.
So I'm laughing at what Sean's saying, but I'm also laughing at the outcome here because what Garm, you fall to your knees. The cold is so horrible. The sword drops from your hand. Your breath is just this frost, and this thing is just sinking down to the ground with you, just following you down. Your tusks and your teeth are like, they freeze and they shatter. The critical
Oh
injuries,
no!
knocking out your teeth.
You took out.
That's a
Tusks
big
and
deal.
teeth.
Man, you just emasculated the orc.
I did. I did.
Wow.
Oh, my.
We can't go back to the town. Can't
And
face
that's-
those
I
other
can't. I don't
orcs.
even know who could see me like this.
Right.
And so that your strength is broken, right? That's what broke.
It is, yep.
Yeah.
But if I
But-
can, I'm going to use the Unbreakable Orc talent to spend 5 willpower points now
Oh, wow.
and regain my 5 strength.
Wow.
Okay. Sweet.
You just pissed
Just-
off the orc.
Just
Hulk
describe
smash.
it. You're kind of on your knees as your teeth
Mhm.
your teeth and tusks shatter, and it's just holding your arm, just like you can tell. It's just like it's going to hold you until you're dead. It's going to pull every bit of heat out of your body. What do you do, Garm?
Garm, after his tusks shatter and he kind of starts spitting them out on the ground, and he just turns and roars at it. Just probably, he fought that one orc one-on-one. He's done some other yelling in combat, but this is just a almost roar scream at the same time, just right back at the ghost. Just ear piercing, loud.
Love it.
Right
Right in its face.
Right in its face. He's pissed. Has no idea what he's going to do, but he's pissed.
All right. So he is, as he's back up on his feet, he is also cold. And I think being cold in this game means you lose 1 point of strength and 1 point of wits.
Ooh.
When you're cold.
Well, I'm not broken again.
Nope. So Conn, no, it's actually Askelon. Before Stas and Conn go. Askelon, you see, you're
Holy
hoofing
shit!
but you see
okay.
this happening. And Garm is down like that. Then he fights back to his feet, but this thing is powerful.
Okay. I'm an elf, 70-something years old. Healing, it was the first magic that I learned. What's the chance that I know things that might affect the incorporeal dead?
I'd let you make a lore roll for that.
Okay. Oh, can I push it?
Negative Ghost Rider. You can.
Sweet.
So you took 1 damage, gained 1 willpower, but succeeded.
Yes,
It's
got
the best
2.
result.
Yeah.
Yep. So that is like the best result. So lore tells you, history tells you, legend tells you, weapons and like physical attacks do not work against ghosts and apparitions and wraiths and those sorts of things, but magic and fire do.
And there we have a fire, I'm assuming, since we have a camp.
I think there probably is a campfire burning right now. Yes.
I'm gonna scream, fire, burn it with fire. And I guess I will take 2 moves to get over to it. What? I'm sorry, I'm long. So how many moves does it take to get?
With 2, you'd be at near range.
That's what I want to do.
Yep. Okay.
Nice.
So as you coming in near range, and you see, what I described before for Kevin in terms of the armor that it's wearing appears to be a dead soldier of some kind, but it has this relatively. You can see that the cloak is ornate that it's wearing, and so is the cloak pin that it has on as you get closer. And I want you to make me another lore roll, Askelon. And that's a success.
Got 2.
You think this might be Garmagol. Garmagol was an Alderlander commander of human troops who were moving north into the Ravenlands fighting the elves. And there's a legend that tells of him making his men stand and fight against a far superior elven host who was marshaling. And he was betrayed by like his lieutenant and all of his men who murdered him so they could abandon the post.
Okay.
There's also a glint
So
of something. Go ahead, ask your question.
No, go ahead.
There's a glint of something behind him. So he's a strange thing to look at, right? Because he's three-dimensional, but he's translucent. Something sort of poking out of his back from his cloak. You can't quite tell what it is, but his cloak almost looks like it's kind of tinted around something.
Okay. I will just set out. I know this ghost. It is Garmagle. It was a human betrayed by his own men. I'm going to say. I'll say. I think one of their weapons is still in his back. Maybe we could remove it, and that might banish him.
Okay, as you're saying that, Stas is next. Stas can mumble and crawl. So are you semi-conscious, Stas? You're muted, I think.
I guess. Shit.
Ouch.
I'm done.
Okay.
That's my action.
There's Stas. There's Stas.
Yeah, I don't think
So
I can do anything.
You can mumble and you can crawl. That's about it.
I
so
crawl somewhere out of, like what's over there. I'm like,
let me ask you this: are you crawling away or towards this combat that's happening?
Away.
Okay, you're crawling away towards the water. Okay.
He's mumbling something strange about not being able to affect a character sheet. Sorry.
That's right.
Good. And I'm going to use the turn way I should here, and we're down to Conn on the 10. So Conn, everything we've described, you witnessed, right? You're fetching your bow. Garm's on his knees. Askelon's running over. Stas is crawling away. What's Conn do?
So I've heard what Askelon yelled. So what I guess Conn will do, and I'll yell some things as I try to do it, but I'm going to run towards the ghost, pray that Askelon is right. I mean, he's a wizard. He's pretty, and I'm going to try to, whatever that is in his back, I'm going to try to get around Garmagle, the ghost, and pull it out.
Okay.
Is that possible? So I guess like a move action, and I guess my slow action. What do you suggest it is to try to grab this thing and pull it out? I would like. Well, what do you say it should be?
Let me look at your sheet here. I think you're probably talking about melee.
Okay. I would like to, if you will allow. Give me 1 second here. What is it again?
I would also allow you to do something like move.
I was going to use this, Harrigan. I would like to use my adaptive talent and spend a willpower point to use sleight of hand to try to stealthily rip this thing out of its back.
Do it.
Because that'll give me a little bit more dice. Okay, and as Conn is running towards to then rip this thing's back out, Garmagle the ghost, never heard of ya. I ain't no goddamn traitor. I don't know who you are. Leave us be, you foul thing. And I'm gonna rush around and try to.
All right, make your roll. Spend your willpower.
I want to throw up. Here we go. I'm gonna push.
Okay.
Oh,
I want to really throw up now. That is cruel.
So the agility damage is the numbness that your fingers feel as you plunge your hand into its back, trying to find out what's beneath its cloak or something beneath it. You can see it now that Askelon pointed it out, but your hand is just frozen. You can't put it in there. However, I will also tell you felt nothing. Like even if you had reached it, you're not so sure that there's anything tangible there for you to actually grab onto.
All right. What the hell are you talking about, Askelon? There ain't nothing here.
So, I think Garm, it's released your arm by now, right? Let's go your arm. And when it hears its name, and you guys can confirm that it's its name because of the way it turns towards Conn. So it's looking this way at Garm, and it's just like Garmagle, and it comes right towards you, Conn. You've retracted your hand. You're behind it now. So I think you guys are probably on either side of it since you were trying to get out of its back. So Garm, it's turned its back on you now. But you can tell that it has recognized what you said to it. And it even appears a little less violent. It's like it was, but Garm, it was like it was going to murder his ass. But you've interested it somehow. You've caused it to turn and just say its own name, Garmagle, and it just looks at you. And then I think we're back to the next round, right? We do the next round, which is Garm at the top of the order. Did I miss anybody or any actions in that last round? Nope, all good. All right, Garm, what do you do when it turns away from you?
Well, Askelon said that magic or fire. Garm turns towards the fire, and he's cold, so that sounds like a really great idea is to get a little warmer. He heads over he'd like to head towards the fire if it's not immediately nearby or however close it might be.
I think the fire is probably near.
Okay. His goal is to go over and grab a burning brand and come over and poke that into the ghost. Not that he has all the actions for all of that, but that's his plan. He works that way.
I think you could probably go to the fire, grab the brand, and come back and be like right there, but not attack.
Menacing.
Yep.
Gotcha. So he's got
a big burning brand. Big
burning branch. It was it was fortuitously poking out just in the right angle so he doesn't burn his hand. And he's like, all right, fire. Hey, Garmagle, how does this look? And he says that as his his gums are bleeding, and he's got these weird spaces now in his lips and stuff he's not used to speaking through.
Indeed. All right, so you're behind the thing with this flaming brand from the fire, and Conn, you are face to face with it. Let me see here. So it draws back and then suddenly rushes forward, and it takes its arm into a big backhand swipe, comes right at you, but you duck just beneath it, and its arm just whoosh over top of your head. While you couldn't feel it when you were like trying to grab something, you definitely feel the air move and this cold force just pass over the top of your head. And you can tell, as far away as Stas is, this thing would have knocked you like 10 feet, 15 feet back had it connected. It will hit with some force, but it missed, which leaves us to Askelon, who's at near range.
Okay. I will think back briefly upon the holy symbol that I once had. That it's now no more. And
No.
I will say, Garmagle, be gone, and we, if we can lay you to rest, we will, but depart, and I will cast Purge Undead upon him.
Okay. You want to share that text in the
sure.
In the chat? I can look it up too. Damage equal to the power level on one undead target. Okay. What's your power level going to be, baby?
I'm spending both my willpower, so 2.
Okay. And it's rank 2, so you're going to have to roll dice anyway.
Yep.
So you're rolling 2d6.
Yep.
Okay. Let's see how this goes.
Oh, look at
that. Is this one of your first magic mishaps? I think it is.
This is my first.
Okay. So do you have access to roll that?
Nope. When I go to roll tables, it is not there.
Okay. Let's just see how it goes then.
Demon.
It's got to happen some point,
Right? Got to get that 66. I think that's that result.
I'm not seeing mishaps under the core game. There they are. Journeys and mishaps. I just found it.
Okay.
Hunting magic mishaps. All right, you ready for this, Wayne?
Yep. Oh, wait a minute. Okay. Yeah, go ahead. I just realized it's under the macros, but fine. Go ahead.
If you want to roll, no. If you have access to it, I'd rather you roll it. If you have access to it.
Okay, let me see. Core.
This is a GM trick where you let the players.
Yeah, don't let them fool you, Wayne. Don't bring it on yourself, dude.
It's all you, baby. I should have let Sean roll his broken toes too.
It's all right. I'll take the toes.
Let me see if I can get it. Come on.
Drum roll. That first die is a 6, then.
Your spell drains energy, inflicting 1 point of damage to agility. That's it.
Weak sauce. All right.
24.
Describe it, Wayne, because I think the spell still goes off, right? Is that, or does the mishap? Does the mishap ruin the spell?
No.
Okay, so it was power level 2.
Correct.
So I will describe. Let me do this. Your elven magic tears and shreds this thing. So whereas nothing else has laid a finger on it before, sword passing through it, Conn's hand passing through it, your magic absolutely affects it. It's shunted to the side. You can see that it kind of is twisting in the air, and it's losing a little bit of its consistency. And turns towards you like what are you doing to me kind of thing. But describe what's going on now. Why do you lose your point of agility, and what happens to your spell?
I think that I was taught this by the Raven sister, so I think this looks like a flock of ravens that are just kind of just materialize and like pour out of his hands, and they fly towards them, but I lose control of it, and they end up like spiraling around me as well. So I end up kind of nicked and cucked by the magic that got out of hand.
Sweet. And so the him losing his form as well as them like plucking and picking at him, clawing with their feet and their wings in his face. Eventually, it all clears, leaving Askelon. That was that just one action, I think. So you've saved a quick action or a fast action.
Yeah, I still have fast action.
Anything you want to do with it, or should we move on?
I'm going to, because I have fleet-footed, I still have a dodge, so I'm going to just put myself between it and Stas.
It and Stas. Okay.
Wait a minute. Yeah, he's the one. Yeah, Stas is down, right?
Stas is down, but Stas is some distance away. Stas is like not in the immediate vicinity.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I guess I'll just save it for right now then. Okay. Nobody else is down, right? Because Garm got back.
Correct.
Right. All right. Correct. All right.
That is correct. Stas, you doing anything special other than crawling? Poor Sean.
No.
Okay. Okay. So Conn, this thing had turned to face you. Garm has now, you can see through it. You can see that Garm comes up behind it, and you can see Garm's form has kind of that wavering, like you're looking through the smoke of a campfire, and things are a little bit kind of warbly a little bit. Looking through the ghost's form, you can see Garm coming at it. He's got a big burning piece of wood in his hand, a brand. Then Askelon does his thing, and all these crazy like ravens and birds, and the whole place is sort of bedlam with this raven magic. And then as it clears away, the ghost, you can tell, has definitely suffered damage, and it's looking at Askelon. You can't tell if it's going to attack him or turn back to you. Its attention is definitely on Askelon, though, and you're right in front of it.
All right. I would like to
I'll be
retreat.
right back.
Yeah, no problem. I'd like to retreat, which is a fast action move, and then if I'm able to retreat from it, I would like to, I guess, run to the fire and see if I can't pull out a brand as well.
Okay, and the retreat
Good with that.
action lets you get away without suffering.
Yeah, it gets me out of arm's length, right? So it's a move.
Yeah, without suffering any kind of attack of opportunity or whatever, right? I think that's what it does.
I think so.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think so.
You can absolutely. So you basically disengage from the combat that's happening, and run around to the side, and then come back by near where Garm is, basically behind Garm, and get to the fire.
Okay, I'm gonna make my roll.
What's the roll for the?
It's move to actually get out of to be able to retreat, because he's at arm's length from me, right? So I do have to make a skill roll to see if I can make this happen.
Otherwise, it's just an attack, right? That's right.
Otherwise, I think I'm stuck. Like I can't get out.
The way it works is you have to move to get out of there. Otherwise, it answers whether the bad guy pursues and you get away, or any of that. It just abstracts it out. So if he moves and succeeds, no problem, he's gone. There's no, how fast can you move? I can move and catch you. Like it's just done.
So hold on one second, Phil. Let me read that. So
Sure.
we used retreat before to actually end the combat, right?
That would be, I think, run, isn't it? Or no, that'd be flee. That's a slow action fleeing.
Got it. That's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
Retreat, enemy at arm's length. In the conflict. Let's not bog ourselves down. Make the roll and see if you can.
Beautiful. And if I don't make it, then I'm still stuck beside this thing. Like I couldn't give the old football juke. Like I'm screwed.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Oh, that's not good. I'm pushing that.
You were saying?
Yeah, giving it the old push. Come on.
Whoa, dice are not friendly. Ooh,
what is
damage
going on tonight? This is garbage. All right, well, I can't get away.
What does that bring him down to?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Like 2 agility.
Yeah.
Things are not looking good.
No, so I think you try to do the 1-2 and the little jitter, and the ghost blocks your every time you move. It's like
yeah.
Yeah. And you are, correct me if I'm wrong, you still have your bow in your hand, right?
Yes.
You had that out from before?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Garmagle, I don't know who the hell you are. I ain't no traitor. I didn't betray you. Leave us be, goddammit.
Right. It just hisses at you. Moves your hair back.
Who the hell are you, Garmagle? All right.
So Conn, and does that prevent you from having a second action? Can you try it again?
Can you try it again? Is that a thing? I don't know if we've ever really done it.
So if you fail that retreat, the enemy gets an attack if you fail.
Oh, lovely. Thanks, Sean.
It does.
Should I go out and buy that alien book, Sean, or what? Or can I just get the PDF? What's
ready,
your suggestion?
Man. It's gonna be fantastic.
Love it. Very excited.
Stand by, Phil.
Yeah. It's okay.
All right. So you do have, here's where we can use it. You have an extra action, right? You have your fast action.
I do, yes.
Or your slow action still. So
yeah,
when you try that 1-2, that little juke move, the ghost comes right at you as we described. You speak to it. It hisses and shrieks at you, traitor, again. And again, this time a big swiping forehand where it's going to come at you. And it will connect unless you are able to make some dodging.
Beautiful. All right, well, let's see if I can make that happen. So dodge, move,
which is now a fast action.
I do, because
it does.
The run or the retreat is a fast action.
Then you're good.
Yeah. So he's okay.
So this is it, and it's a move, but it's so bad. I'm so low on dice,
and it got 2 successes. So see what you can do. You cancel one.
I got to push it.
You're gonna push it? Okay.
I have to.
Do you have to? Oh. Jesus.
Oh.
Did Phil just freeze?
Yeah, he
No,
froze.
No, I didn't freeze. I'm just
No,
like,
he
I
was,
didn't
he was
freeze.
celebrating.
I thought that Canadian internet, man. I thought
I
for
know,
sure.
he's like, until I saw him go, no, I didn't freeze. I saw his mouth move. I love it. Oh, my. All right. So in the end, I think it does strike you, right? Because you got one success, or did you get two successes? You got two successes.
Yeah.
Damn, look at you. So you avoid it, but you damage your agility. So tell us what that looks like, that you and the ghost are tangled up in this melee. But you avoid it, but you do what?
I think as I try to then, I'm doing the old, and it's not letting me, and then its fist comes out to crack me. I probably roll my ankle on a rock, and maybe that causes me to stumble, and just that stumble is what saves me from getting bludgeoned to death.
Oh my, love it. So you're scrambling back from it, still trying to. I think you're still locked in combat with it, though, right? You're still at arm's length.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think because I dodged, I'm like on the ground, like I'm lying down.
Oh, that is very true.
Yeah, I'm prone. Like
right.
I'm
You
in
are
a hot
prone.
mess. Like we got real problems over here.
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
And that brings us to the round three. If I didn't miss anything in round two, and Garm, you're watching all this happen. The ravens, Conn falling, Stas crawling dramatically, doing the towards the water, 6 inches at a time. What is Garm doing?
We're in a rough spot. Well, here you go. And he tries to like jab the fiery end right in the back of the creature because it's facing away from him. And he just kind of goes like right towards the center of the back.
All right, do it. And this thing's got its back to you, so go ahead and take an extra die to your roll.
Is it just a melee?
Yep.
Melee with an extra die.
We're just going to treat it like a basically a one damage weapon, but
Gotcha.
fire.
Okay.
So that's a success.
Yeah, I got 2 successes.
2 successes.
Yeah. So if it was 1 damage weapon, then it would be 2 damage.
Mm-hmm. It would indeed. And and you described kind of thrusting or like trying to hit it right in the back, right where it's
right
where that other whatever's under its incorporeal cloak is. There's still no resistance at all to the flame, but as soon as the flame passes through it, all of this fire like licks up through the thing, kind of from the inside out, and there's a streak from it as part of its cloak. You can see kind of starts to burn in a ghostly way. It goes out pretty quickly, but the fire absolutely hurts it. And it turns to face you now. And you can see the flaming brand. So the thing has turned to face you. And you, Garm, correct me if I'm wrong, I think I put you at arm's length, so you still have an action if you need one, right?
Yeah.
So
I do.
Your fast action.
But I don't. Yeah. Because I can't, you can't parry a monster's attacks, right? It depends.
We went over this.
We
Yeah,
did.
I'm pretty sure we did.
No, wait, Sean, you be quiet. You can try. You're welcome to try, Garm.
He might not be very successful. Just saying.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Who knows if this is even a monster? It's a monster.
So it turned and facing me.
Yeah.
I think I'm just staying where I am because I'm gonna save a dodge.
Okay.
Yep.
And indeed, you see it has these pale, ghostly eyes. They lock on your brand, on your weapon. Traitor, you're all traitors. Couldn't trust any of you. And let me roll its attack. Oh dear.
Oof. Bro.
Okay, so this is this time you've got your brand, and it's fast. It moves in with its other hand, and the hand just comes straight at you, grabs you around the neck, and starts squeezing. And that same cold that kind of burned, it was so cold it burned your arm before. That same cold is just right in your throat, in your head, down into your lungs, You can feel your breath like being choked off. Although you can try your dodge, and you can avoid all that. But
I'd love.
but there were 5 successes, so
Jesus.
I'll just do
Wow.
this just to prove it. I'll
Is this
reveal it.
considered like a grapple?
This is the ghost grabs a victim. It's considered a cold strike, Wayne, a monster attack.
Okay. Well, I'm just trying to look at
Grabs a victim, yeah, and uses its icy chill of death to stream into the body.
I'm just saying if this counts as, I mean, if it's like that, then if he tries to, I mean, the break free, if there's not a mechanic in there, it just says it's a fast action melee.
Got it. Let's see how he does.
What's this? What's this? I just it's just like right next here. I figured I'd pick it up.
You're gonna post-it note and put next week on it. And
not really doing anything. I thought I'd catch up on some reading. So.
Yeah, great. Oh, weird. Look, an adventure.
Cut to Stas crawling through the mud with Alien in front of him, like, oh, here's the adventure I'll run. Garm, what are you doing?
I can't get enough successes to negate that. I don't have that many dice.
You cannot.
To even roll. So, well, do I roll that and hope to fail to gain more willpower that I will inevitably need? Yeah, I'll do that. I don't know that it's going to help, but we'll try.
Okay.
So I'll push.
Here comes the push.
Don't double fail. Hey,
Single fail.
single fail. I'll take that.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
So 5 damage to your strength. Are you broken again?
Yep.
If you want to roll the broken, you can.
Oh yeah. How do I? Yeah, I gotta go.
It's basically blunt.
So under the compendium.
Macro core game.
Yeah.
Critical injuries.
That's
You
the one.
could drag it down, or you might be able to roll it from
toolbar.
there.
Yeah.
Okay. Got it. Critical injuries. Blunt.
Oh shit.
Oh man, none of us are gonna be able to walk out of here.
Nope.
Yep.
Even if we live.
Askelon and Conn probably have the best view of this, but Frost just suddenly goes down every inch of Garm's body. He's got him by the neck, but you can see his limbs starting to twist with the freezing, and you hear this horrible cracking, rupturing sound in one of his legs.
Well, at least I have some willpower to heal these. Oops. No, I don't.
So I'm still alive, right?
You're broken, right? On the ground.
I'll spend my last
knocked
4
senseless.
willpower
Okay.
Oh, sweet.
to go back to 4 strength.
So he's casting you down. I'll just say that. So he's got you by the throat. He casts you away like he's done with you.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And you hit the ground, and what how does Garm fight back again with his broken leg and his broken tusks?
Yeah. I'm in a rough spot. So Garm hits the ground, and I think for some reason he was trying to kind of cover his face because he was worried about hitting his broken face again. And so he doesn't look to see like the boulder that's sitting like front center, hits right mid thigh, breaks his femur, just bends over it, and you just hear this like really deep, like guttural. Oh.
Joe Theismann, man. Joe Theismann.
Yep.
Right. And he just kind of rolls over onto his back, and then he just starts beating his chest. And lets out another really loud, not like a yell scream, more like a grunt, like a long-standing loud grunt. And that's him rallying himself.
Okay. And his strength is back to what?
4.
Okay. Roll me a d6. Don't get a 1 or a 2, or your brand has gone out on the ground.
Ooh. Yep.
Yeah,
And
it's
it
out.
is.
It's out.
Of course it is.
Yeah,
Yep.
of course.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, so Garm, you're struggling to get back to your feet. There's this guttural grunting going on. He just won't stay down. You guys have seen him just take this unbelievable abuse, and he will not stay down. He's back up on his hands and knees. He's trying to get up again. Unfortunately, that was Garm's. Well, that was the ghost, wasn't it?
Mhm.
It was. So we're up to Askelon. So this ghost, definitely, you can tell from the flames, from your magic, you've done some significant damage to it.
Okay.
However, it appears to be able to one shot, any of you. So do the math.
Okay. It's not good. I think we got that. I think we've got that already.
Understood. Okay.
I am going to run over to where Garm was asleep and grab his shield.
Okay.
And then I don't know how you could adjudicate how this course.
That's your fast action. Yeah.
Okay. Then I'm going to, since he was sleeping by the fire, I assume.
Sure.
I am going to use his shield to shovel the coals onto the ghost.
Love it. Love it. So is it like a great big shovel?
Yeah.
You just send the whole.
Yeah.
All right. Do it. That sounds like it's probably what?
Marksmanship?
Askelon. Yes, I think it is.
Okay.
I think it is. Probably going to take a die away because it's an unconventional attack in terms of how far away it is and the fact that you're trying to just shovel crap at it. But I think the damage will be a base of 2, not a base of 1. It's just firing these coals at it.
All right. Well, I'm going to try the modifier again. Last time this didn't work. All right. It like added the negative die last time.
Oh, yeah. Reason. That's right.
All right. Well, I'm pushing it, of course.
Expected.
Jesus.
Damage to agility.
Yep.
I obviously burned myself.
Yep. So the coals scatter. They go near the ghost, but they don't pass through it. So a bunch of coals kind of land on the ground and start burning. It turns towards you with its head, and it just looks at you and has that same contorted, twisted look on its face. And it's just, all of you can't be trusted. None of you. And Stas, I think we can skip Stas.
I could have probably parlayed this guy, it sounds like, but apparently I can only mumble. So there you go. There you go.
Conn, you're on the ground, right? So you've seen everything we described. Garm is down and getting up. Stas Askelon is trying to sort of shovel coals and burning embers and branches at the thing. And it definitely looks like it's concerned about that. So it's facing Askelon right now, even though you're right beneath it.
Yeah. I guess I will try to crawl so that I'm no longer right beneath it, get back to my feet, and take a run to maybe where the fire is.
Okay. So it's like not paying attention to you at all. I think you can do that. You can use your fast action to crawl to a safe distance and then run to the fire.
Yes, please.
Okay. Any other actions for this turn?
I feel like that would be everything for me.
Yeah, I think so. I think you're going to get to the fire. In fact, if you want to pull a branch out, you can.
Thank you.
Yep. Okay. Round 4.
Now, so just getting the plastic off. Just getting the plastic off. I haven't opened it.
Garm. What do you do?
Garm rolls. He was on his back, pounding his chest. He rolls over and he braces his good knee on the ground and tries to like push himself up. Stumbles a bit. Did he throw me away from it enough that I could move towards the fire?
Sure, you tumbled that way.
Gotcha. I move over towards the fire and I grab a brand and I'm standing shoulder to shoulder with Conn.
I was just going to say, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. And he turns, he looks at Conn and he's kind of grunting and grumbling, no real words, just anger. And he spits towards the spirit and it's just a whole bunch of blood.
Blood and
teeth.
Tooth fragments.
Yep.
Oh dear. So the three of you are by the fire now, right? Because you've got the shield that's things are shoveling. Conn is there, and Conn, you've got like bow in one hand and flaming brand in the other. Is that right?
Yes.
And Garm, what are you carrying? Well, I'll let you pull a brand out of the fire again, and then do you have your sword as well, or no?
Yeah.
You dropped your sword, didn't you? Actually.
I didn't necessarily have to drop it.
Harrigan narrated that you dropped.
Oh yes, that's right.
I narrated you dropping it when you got
because he grabbed my hands. That's right.
Yes.
Nope, that's fine. I don't need.
You were broken.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely.
I'm not just a dick GM. You were actually broken.
Yeah. Sure.
Also a dick GM, but you know.
Well, and you narrated it. Grabbed me by the hands when it did the first cold attack. It makes sense. Hands go numb. Can't hold things.
So two of you have a brand. One of you has the bow as well, and you have a shield. So. Ghost turns towards you all. I'm going to have to do this randomly because, Garm, that was your turn, right? You do this. Yep. The ghost. Let me roll a d6, and I'm going to do 1, 2 for Garm, 3, 4 for Askelon, and 5, 6 for Conn. I don't know if you guys
we
can
can't see what
that.
It is.
I'll let you know. Askelon.
Okay.
He's unhappy with Askelon for trying to shovel hot coals at him.
All right.
So Askelon, he comes for. Okay. So I think the ghost goes before Askelon. So if you want to use your dodge, you can. He's coming right towards you and is trying to barrel into you and just like use again that like a big backhand to like knock you away.
Okay.
Hopefully, like knock you like through the fire, separate you from the shield, that kind of thing.
All right.
One success. So your dodge or your if you want to try to parry, you can. Excuse me.
With what? The shield? No,
you could parry. You could parry with the shield. You could try to parry with the shield.
All right, I hear you. All right.
All right.
I think you get 2 gear dice.
Yeah. if he tried to parry.
No, that was my dodge. Sorry. It says dodge right there.
No, I know, but Kevin was looking up if you had the shield.
Yeah. Okay.
If you could parry a monster's attack. Yeah. So Askelon, you dive out of the way and avoid it, but you're no longer right next to the fire, right?
Okay.
I mean, you're only 5 feet away or something, but you're on the ground, basically.
Sure.
Which leads us to, actually, it takes us right to Askelon. So you avoid the thing. It's come right up to the trio right by the fire. So there's going to be a last stand here at the fire. What's Askelon do?
Can I know I'm on the ground, but is there a brand near me that I can use as a weapon?
I think you'd have to use an action to get it. You could crawl back to the fire. I don't think there's one like. Oh, you know what? That's not true. Roll a d6 on a 4, 5, or 6 because we shovel a bunch of stuff out of the fire.
Right.
So on a 4, 5, or 6, there's something like right at hand. Nope. You got to use a fast action to crawl back to the fire.
All right. So I use fast action to crawl back to the fire, but then I have to use another action to grab it, or is that right?
That's what you're going to do. I'd probably let you. So what you want to do is grab it and like just strike at it right away, type of thing.
Yeah.
From the ground.
Yeah. What the hell?
Still on the ground, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll let you do that, but you're going to be at a significant penalty because you're still on the ground. Is there an official like from attack from prone? Bet there is.
Probably is. I'm looking at the.
It may even be in this game that you cannot attack from prone.
Well, if I need to stand up, I will just stand up.
Yeah, this says if you are prone, you must first spend the fast action to get up. So let's do this.
Okay,
Let's spend your slow action because you use your fast action to get back to the fire. Slow action, grab the brand and stand up.
Okay.
Does that work?
Sure.
Okay. Stas, anything special? You're getting closer and closer to the river, man. You're slowly moving.
Yeah, I'm sure that's once I get there, I'm not really sure what I'd do.
Yeah, you hear a lot of really, really girly shrieking and like panicking back at the fire from your compatriots.
Things going well then.
Yes. Conn, Askelon has been just avoided and narrowly avoided being struck. Had to die, but has come back to the fire and armed himself with a fiery branch as well. So the three of you are all standing there with fire.
Okay.
What you gonna do?
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna yell at the ghost. We didn't kill you in life, Garmegal. By Rust's ruined form, we're gonna kill you now. And I'm gonna swing my fiery torch at it.
Okay.
Oh, this just is what a night. I'm gonna.
It's destiny.
Can I push that? You can push that with me. Yeah.
You can absolutely push it.
Oh,
You already got
push
one damage
melee.
to your strength.
I don't care. Yeah. Oh.
What's your strength at?
1.
He's down to 1.
I've got
So it's
1 strength, 1 agility, and 2 wits.
It's a stumbling blow. The fire's kind of waving, but the ghost just easily drifts aside. Even laughs.
My wounded ankle causes me to
Traitors! You're stumbling.
Oh yeah.
All right, Garm, that takes us back to you. All three of you are armed now, though. I'm ready for battle with your fire.
Garm attempts to set his feet, but he can't put much weight on his right leg. I assume that's the one that he broke.
Mm-hmm.
So normally he'd take a big sweep. Going for like the neck would normally be his shtick, but he can't get enough weight on his back foot, so he tries kind of a weird like fencer's like jump jab. He goes straight for middle chest of the creature.
Go ahead and do melee.
Gotcha.
Oh my heavens!
Jesus Lord!
Wow, we are awesome.
Wow.
And if you push that,
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Well,
Right.
if I push that, it gives me willpower points to use.
Just depends on what you want to play next week, Kev. Just depends on what you want to play in a couple weeks.
Can I take another critical injury? I am gonna push because I have an idea. It's not a good one. But
Wow.
It's gonna get some
This
willpower
is the
back.
most awesomest orc ever.
that
Well,
tracks.
there you go.
Wow.
Okay.
So the
so he
ghost is
clearly couldn't hold his weight on his legs, and he like just strains more of the leg muscles and just ripping his knee out and on that side.
Yep. The ghost is pretty wary of the fire at this stage, so it's doing a pretty good job at staying out of your reach of the waving branches. Okay. And
Phil, those putting those report cards together is looking better and better, isn't it?
all three of you still are armed with fiery brands, right?
Yep.
I'm going to do the same 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, the way you appear on my screen. That is Conn. Yeah. Oh, I rolled as Stas. Sorry, I must have his token selected. Give me a second to make sure I'm not doing that anymore. Yep, that's what it was. Okay, so Conn. Stand by.
Jesus Lord.
Oh my God.
Look at all
That's a lot of skulls.
Yeah, Conn is a lucky guy. So it comes closer. Conn, you got your fiery branch, and it moves in this like shifting, very difficult to defend kind of way where you're like, I've got it right in front of me, and then it's beside me, and you're turning, and its hand is reaching for your chest, and the two fingertips go right inside of your. I think is he wearing armor?
No.
So inside of your, your cloth, your jerkin, your leather shirt, whatever you've got, but you just take a step or two back, and you're out of its reach. But you can tell it was going for your heart. It was trying to grab your heart in your chest. I'll have it, traitor! All of you. I'll have all of you.
You ain't listening, you undead bastard. We ain't traitors. We don't know you. You're dead.
Askelon, what are you doing?
I'm going to try to attack it with the brand.
It's a free-for-all at this stage. You're all at arm's length with the thing.
Of course, I will push. Motherfucker.
Yeah, cheers, man.
I should go get a beer.
Yep. You're all just so injured and exhausted, and there's your flask. Yep,
Yeah.
Do it.
Pour one out.
Stas still crawling, correct? Conn, over to you.
Isn't it Garm?
Did we skip Garm?
First.
Yeah, I think Garm went. Garm went, and remember,
it's
missed,
Conn and then me.
hurt
Oh, is
himself.
it me again? Again? That fast, eh? Oh,
Yeah,
great.
yeah.
It goes quick when we fail.
It goes
Yeah.
quick as we fail.
Yeah.
Love it. All right, another feeble swing with my torch. Here we go.
Not so feeble.
1.
Okay. You gonna push?
No.
So So how do you strike back at it? It's reaching for your chest. It's trying to pull you.
Oh, it's just
pull your
maybe
heart
like
with
the torch, just like a little feeble flick. Just that's it.
Not so feeble. As you touch it, it almost looks like if this thing was corporeal, was like drenched in oil, because the flames just light up all through its body. It shrieks and dances back, and the flames go out again. But it's definitely vulnerable to fire, because it wasn't the best. You didn't thrust right into its face or anything. You just kind of touched it. But there's sort of an oily look to the thing now, and kind of a smudgy, smoky look inside of it. It's definitely not doing well. And
it's not doing well. Oh, well, that's comforting.
Yes. Round 6, Garm with the broken leg.
Yeah. So Garm saw Conn kind of take that flick and realize it's not about hitting this thing super hard, which it really is not computing in his head at this point very well.
That's all I know.
Right. So he kind of sees that, and he'll kind of puts he grabs the brand kind of backwards. He flips it around in his hand and kind of goes for just a long, sweeping, slow strike.
Okay.
Not putting a lot of muscle behind it, but instead just a long wave
Do
at it.
Melee monster in every other combat. 1.
Right.
Gonna push? No. All right.
I got some willpower points for the shit.
You pass the end of the flaming end of the brand right through it. There's that same like combustion inside the thing. It shrieks again, but the fire goes out again, and it's still facing you. And let's say this time it's just going to go after the creature that affected it most recently, which is Garm. So Garm.
Not the cold hands. Not the cold hands.
Stand by 1 second. Okay. So a dodge will work here. What happens is you pass your torch or your brand through it. It makes it kind of wither and shrivel a little bit, but then it comes right at you and says, "Enough! This ends now." And it moves. It tries to move its whole form around you, so it's going to engulf you in its ghostliness. and it's freezingness. So, are you going to try to? Did you save an action to parry or to dodge?
Yeah. Yep. I do.
Okay.
Goal. Yeah. Crap. Yeah.
It's got two successes.
I got 2 dice.
Okay. What's going to be, Garm?
Yep. He tries to dodge out of the way. That's what he would naturally do. He's down on his last leg, literally.
Oh. Holy crap.
Ooh, hey. I could try to push the one die that isn't.
You could.
It does matching.
If it affects your decision, you're also going to be cold again from this.
Yeah, I should. That's not going to go well.
Oh, it worked.
No, it's still just one.
Oh, did you get the one?
It showed the white die again, but I had a success on that one earlier.
Okay, so you got one success?
Yeah.
All right, so you draw its ghostly embrace. So there's this, it cloaks all around you and just wraps you in its like tendrils of frosty translucentness and just tries to draw every bit of heat out of your body. And it just like cackles and wheezes. So that's 1 damage to your strength. And you're cold again, which is another point of damage to your strength and a point of damage to your wits.
I'm double broken?
Feel free to roll your critical again.
Yeah. So is this blunt again?
Yep.
Okay.
Blunt force.
Oh, crushed foot. That makes sense.
Yeah, sure. I think your foot's under a root or something, and you keel over from just being drained of all your heat, and your foot's just bones crack.
Oh, and I think
he's got so many injuries.
Oh man, yeah, that's the third one.
It's just he won't stay down. Yep.
I am going to.
You got to get up again.
Yeah, I'm going to spend. I have 2 willpower points, so I'm going to spend one. I have to put 1 in strength and 1 in wits so that I can stand up again.
Okay, so you're 1 in each. So you're like literally barely on your feet as you get back up.
Oh yeah, there's like nothing left to him.
Okay, so the ghost draws off. Almost there's this vapor coming off of Garm's body, and as he's getting back up again, it's just like, what? Why won't you stay down? What are you?
I am a ghost myself.
Soon to be. All right.
Yep. Askelon, that's you.
I guess I'm going to have to hit it. So just FYI, I have a couple of willpower points, but I'm going to need them to heal you guys.
Oh. So he has a spell that maybe could end this, but he's not willing to cast it. Interesting.
What do you?
What's it going to be, Askelon? No pressure.
So it looks that. Well.
The thing is definitely coming apart from the flames, from your magic earlier with all the ravens picking it apart.
All right.
What's it going to be? Sean, I apologize. We're almost 90 minutes in. You haven't been able to do anything, man.
I'm good, dude. It's all good.
Okay.
I've been reading. I've been reading a little bit. All good. I got prep something. I got, just looking over some map action. It's nice.
What was that?
That was my Purge Undead spell.
That was your spell. Power level
Holy
3.
Crap.
Wow.
And you did not get any mishap, right?
You got a 6. He upped the power level.
Wow. Wayne, describe destroying this ghost.
Yes.
Describe it.
He actually reaches down and puts his hands like, this is going to be for effect. Puts his hands in the coals and basically these burning ravens rocket out of the remainder of the fire and basically surround him and just consume him.
Love it. So they're swirling all around him. He's catching fire. He's shrieking as the magic is just pulling him apart, and he just eventually just kind of shreds up into the heavens, and it's just the shrieking sound that just kind of echoes out over the hillside, over the water, and is gone. And there's just these tatters, there's like sparks in the air. That's all that's left of him.
I'm going to run over to Stas first.
Okay.
And I'm going to use. Now, there's part of Askelon who's thinking he's relatively quiet. Maybe this no,
doesn't so bad.
And I will use healing. Basically, I will grab some water from one of the
healing skill. The healing skill, right?
Correct, which helps on broken people.
Yep.
And basically just try to like wash his face and hands and try to like bring him around.
Dope.
Good God. All right. Well, I'll push it.
He wants that willpower. And he gets one. And damage to empathy.
Yep.
Ooh.
Okay, so that is enough to bring you to 1, I believe.
To 1 strength.
Yep. So Stas is conscious. Anybody mind if we take 2 for a bio break?
Sure.
All good.
We'll resume when we come back. Did you record? Did you record, Garm, the duration of all your injuries?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
In fact, I haven't brought it up yet, but my crushed foot is lethal in 2 days. The other ones are not lethal, but it's 7 days, 5 days, and they're currently there are ways to have that time.
Wow.
That's a lot of quarters. We're gonna be sitting in one spot for a long time.
All right, Askelon's going to go over to Garm, MVP.
Yeah.
And I will attempt. So how many stats are you? Wait a minute. Nothing is broken right now, right?
Nothing. I'm not broken right
Fuck.
now. No.
Conn is very hurt. I think you're all very hurt. But no one's broken after you get Stas.
I needed someone to be broken. That sucks.
Yeah.
You didn't heal me. I'm still broke, right?
Oh, good.
Oh, that's right, because you failed, right? Is that right?
You failed, so I'm
good.
still.
All right, so I will go over and attempt to heal.
Didn't he? Wait, didn't he push and succeed?
Healing 1. Yeah,
he succeeded. One, he pushed it. He did.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I have 1 strength.
Can I push that?
You already pushed it.
You did already.
Fuck.
But yeah, Stas, you have 1 strength.
But you did also get a willpower point.
I know,
Wayne,
but
Wayne did. Yeah.
I need 2 to heal your lethal damage.
Very interesting. And suddenly nothing happened in the Ravenlands.
A successful
and there was no
healing roll.
God knows, yeah. If everybody like just rested, there'd be no magic. Yeah.
Right. And he'd die of his foot. He'd die of his gangrenous foot injury.
You can just do a healing roll to reduce. That just gets rid of the lethal.
Oh. Okay. All right.
Okay. So as
you
you
can
come
only
back,
try that once.
His foot's hamburger as you come back to the campfire.
And Garm just crawled to the fire and is just laying across one side.
Oh, he's
of it.
cold. That's right.
Yeah, trying to get warm.
Yep. That's right.
Okay. Well, I'm going to work on the foot first.
I'll work on building up the fire, seeing Garm shivering.
Yeah.
Okay. What about Stas? What are you doing? You're back up on your feet, staggering.
Does anybody have any like healing herbs or anything? Because
no.
I got nothing. Literally. I have a knife.
I have a knife. I don't even have my axe.
Right to the
Right.
water.
Shit, man.
Yeah, I can't wait to go exploring again. All right, I'll roll.
I can't even hunt.
That's right.
I will push.
Okay. Oh, right. Yeah.
Why are you pushing?
Well, every extra success is a bonus.
Another point. Yeah, I got you. Okay.
Okay, now I'm down to 1 empathy.
So that point got rid of the lethal tag.
Correct.
Okay.
Yep.
So he treats your hamburger-like foot, wraps it in bandages.
All right. So what do we got left now? We've got your broken foot and your broken leg, right?
Technically, you can heal all of those critical injuries. What healing again would do is it reduces the healing time by half.
Right. But now I can cast. Now I can, since they're not lethal anymore. Now I can cast
You could just get rid of one.
Yeah.
Am I the only one who took critical? Does Stas have a critical injury?
I don't know. Well, I was broken, but I don't think so.
His foot, your toes.
Yeah, I took a critical injury, but I don't know if it's lethal. I don't think it's lethal.
I don't think so either. I'll look it up, but I don't think so.
I'd have to.
Yeah, I don't think we have any lethal ones.
It's probably in the. You want to scroll?
I'm up.
Broken toes, right?
Yeah,
not lethal.
Right. So
not lethal.
But right now, broken toes would be.
It doesn't actually have anything other than it just says you have broken toes.
Yeah, but I'm looking at the table in the book, and it's no, not lethal.
No, but Wayne's referring to whether I take a penalty with broken toes.
It doesn't. It just says you have broken toes. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So.
What do you mean by a penalty? Sorry.
No move.
Yeah.
Half move.
Like a movement, whatever. There's nothing there.
To run becomes a slow action.
Oh, it does.
It doesn't say that in there. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Do
you have a healing time for that, Sean?
No, I don't think so.
It should have rolled it when the injury happened.
It didn't.
It bundles it. Really?
No.
It did. I just scrolled up there and I didn't.
I'm looking
see
at it right now, and in the chat, it's not there.
Okay, then roll a d6, and that's your healing time.
Well, it was 25, 26. So okay.
5.
Yeah. That's what I'm looking at, Rain. Okay. Healing time is d6 for toes.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
5.
5 days.
Hobbling along, Stas.
Dude, 5 days,
broken
man.
toes are no joke, man.
Yeah, heck no.
I know.
I've had that before.
Motorcycle accident. I had a broken toe.
Yeah.
Open fracture, man.
There you go.
Ouch. So let's do the leg. Oh, wait, sorry. I guess it doesn't really matter whether I do the leg or the foot at this point, does it?
No, they're the same. They're all. It's all makes running a slow action.
So before you keep rolling here, I want to know what everybody else is doing because this takes time to do all this stuff. This will be the rest of the quarter for sure. But yeah, Conn, what are you doing?
Probably collecting more branches in and around the campsite to see if I can build up the fire for Garm, get him warmed up.
Okay.
And then if I'm able to achieve it, cool. And then I think I just I'm passing out. Like, this is horrific.
Yes. Yeah, there's blood everywhere.
Oh, yeah. Garm's teeth are exploded out of his face.
Yes.
His leg is twisted all funny. His foot is crushed. We just witnessed this horrific thing. It's like, get the fire warm. And I'm sleepy. So no, it's get the fire going and just, I need to shut down. I'm passing out.
Okay. Got it. And Stas and Garm are the subject of more healing rolls. Is that right?
I'm going to cast Mend Wounds.
Okay. Mend Wounds.
All right. So I'm going to do the first on his leg. I think that would make the most sense.
And this cuts healing time, Kevin. Is that right?
I
This
believe
heals it.
the spell gets rid of it. Healing
Ah.
the skill cuts the time.
Got it.
But don't
And
get summoned off by a demon. We'll see.
mhm.
Right.
Ooh.
Oh, look at that.
Son of a bitch.
Okay, so before you roll it, let's set the scene a little bit. So this is you're using healing magic on Garm's leg as Garm lays by the fire, right?
Right.
And I think Conn has this fire built up to be a raging fucking inferno at this stage with 10
Probably
tall flames.
Probably wants to throw one of the boats on there.
Yes. Yes. So then, okay, yeah. What's your mishap, man?
Oh gosh,
Ooh.
that sounds horrible.
Oh, triple critical injury. Oh man, you gotta be kidding me. I gotta go get that box. Oh, here it is. I'm glad I didn't put it too far away. Here, it's right here. Oh, look at
Wow.
that. Huh.
That is a
Askelon,
major
great.
penalty.
Yep. Describe this, Askelon, how this goes wrong.
I think the cold infects him.
Oh, trembling.
He puts his hand on his thigh, and the bone like clicks together, but the cold like actually goes up into me, and that's why I'm trembling now.
Got the ghost shakes.
Yep.
God damn it! All right, I'm not giving up.
All right. So you sit back, his leg is healed. And do you hear? Traitor. You're like, what's that? Okay.
So
He's gonna keep
who's
on
awake?
healing?
Who's awake? Anybody? All right.
Yeah.
Stas.
I'll say Stas. His
Yeah.
grave is probably near here.
Okay, so and like, yeah, probably. We need to leave, but
He'll be coming back, but there also may be treasure
wait,
there.
wait, hold on a second, a minute. Did you just say coming back? Coming back, like,
I don't think you could kill a ghost. You could dispel a ghost, but I don't think you could kill a ghost.
well, maybe you didn't kill it, you dispelled it, right? So then he's gone, like forever, like gone, like hell, like wherever, whatever plane or dimension he's from, right? Like he's gone. It's good. He's somewhere else, right?
Yeah. Just hold on to that thought.
All right. Fantastic. Okay. Yeah, good. Okay. I thought for a second you were definitely not on the same page.
What do you mean? What do you mean? It's how long?
Conn's awake?
No, I guess I'm not. Yeah, sorry. I'm out. Yeah, my bad.
Oh shit, I thought he was passed out.
Sorry. Oh no.
I'm just saying it's probably nearby, and
Yeah, that's
that's
okay.
where his.
Yeah, that's all right. I mean, I see.
I still think if we could find his grave and remove whatever that is sticking out of his back, that might help lay him to rest.
Whoa. Wait a minute. I don't know what you do in Elven World. That is not gonna
Elven
be
World?
cool. It's not.
Elven World.
Don't you guys might do things a little bit differently. Maybe you treat your dad and you give him ceremonies and different things. Like, I don't know what that looks like, but I don't know about going to a grave of a ghost that just beat the hell out of us. Help me understand the wisdom behind that, Askelon.
If we lay him to rest, he won't come back.
Hey, I let the hand chopping thing, I let that go. I turned the other eye. Conn was concerned. Garm. Then we kind of went forward. We ran into this fox. That's between you and I, by the way. Like, okay. But hey, I let that go. Now you're talking about going and visit this thing's grave. Not after what we just went through. You're out of.
This is the safest time to do it.
What do you mean safest time? When we got two guys that are asleep, and then you and me, and I got my freaking feet are killing me, and I don't have an axe. I have a knife, dude. Look, this and this and this just aren't adding up to. Let's go to the grave. if Garm was okay and we had everybody was all right, yeah, let's go and dig that sucker up and smash his bones.
No, I don't want to. I want to lay him to rest. I don't want to smash his bones.
I don't know. Is that going to do it? I don't know these things. You know for sure? Are you? Well, you're hesitating. I saw it. You're hesitating. You don't know for sure. You're just speculating. You're just thinking
I know the ghost is gone, but it will probably come back unless we lay it to rest. Whatever that is.
I'll tell you what. Let's do this by like some type of committee. Like we'll wake up Garm. Wake up, like when we don't have to do it now, but when they wake up, we'll just ask them, like, "Hey, we want to go and find this guy's grave and put him to rest." Like Askelon's idea. All in favor?
All right.
Say aye.
That's fair. It's fair.
I mean, you don't expect you and I to do it.
No.
You thought you and I would do it. I can't believe this. You, Askelon. I don't know. I'm speechless.
But let me try to repair Garm, and then we'll get some rest. And maybe in the morning we could talk about it.
It is morning, but that's okay.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Like 2
That's
days
all right.
from now morning.
Yes. Yes.
All right. I'm gonna try to fix his. I gotta try to fix his foot now.
With magic?
Yeah.
Okay.
Of fucking course. 3 in a row.
Holy moly. Yep.
All right.
Yep.
Oh, 11 days.
Terrified by something related to what broke you.
I guess I'm not going to be going there. Yeah.
Hey, all of a sudden you've got this like weird. Now,
You're right.
Like,
We got to get out of here. We got to get out of here.
Wait a minute now. Well, let me understand this thought. Like, how?
No, we're out. We got to go out.
You seem pretty adamant about going there. What?
All right.
So
I think
Wayne, as you're casting the spell, and the spell still works. Is that right? Even though it's a mishap. Yeah. So the wound is taken care of, but there's a prickle of cold on your back. It almost feels like fingers kind of across your skin. As you turn, it's coming from behind you. You turn, you look up, it's up the hill to where, was it Conn who found the ruins? Mm-hmm. Where Conn said there were ruins?
Yeah.
And just, you're not even sure, but is there a figure?
Yes.
And is it then gone? Like, you're like, what the fuck was that? As you turn and look. There's nothing there, but that's your phobia.
Yeah, I will shriek and say, "No, I was wrong. It is returned." And I will like point up at the hill, and I will head to the boat, I guess.
with Garm and Conn asleep currently.
Wait a minute, where the hell are you going?
I'm not. This is irrational.
Askelon, where are you going?
I just pointed up the hill and said, "No, I'm wrong. It is returned," and
It's returned? Off. What? I'm going to choke you.
Days.
I'm going to choke you. I'm going to choke you. What is going on? What are you talking about? You are so adamant about...
The ghost has returned.
Where?
It's right up there with those ruins that obviously Conn disturbed and brought this doom upon us.
Conn's fault. So is Askelon making his way to the boat? And
yeah, I mean,
Stas, you're trailing after him. Like, what are you doing? Where are you going?
Yeah, like I'm stopping him, grab his arm. I'm like, what in the hell are you doing? You can't just sit here. You can't just tell me like, hey, we should go to the grave. And then all of a sudden now you're beelining out in the middle of the freaking river with the boat, leaving our 2 guys behind. What is wrong with you? I grab his tunic. I'm like, what the hell is wrong with you?
I don't have a tunic. I'm naked. But yeah, go ahead.
That's much worse.
I grab both his arms.
Yeah.
I'm a naked elf with a dagger. That's all I got left in this world. And I've got chills and I'm phobic. Right. So
he's trembling, beneath your
Yeah.
touch.
Like, you look shaken. What in the hell has gone through your brain
I
in the
just
last
told
5
you
minutes?
it's come back.
I don't see it. I don't see it. What are you freaking out? Are you
It
freaking
says
out?
near range. How far away do I need to get to not be afraid of it, Harrigan?
You suffer 1 point of damage to which each round of near range within the object of your phobia is not near to you right now.
Okay, but it was near when I was at the
No,
at
no. It was far. It was long distance up the hill.
okay.
So you haven't
sorry,
taken witch damage.
I'm sorry. I thought. Sorry, I misread what you were saying. So I thought I was already taking damage. So I better get away.
I think you played it correctly with the phobia.
Okay.
You
All right,
just didn't take witch damage. Like if this thing gets within like close range of you, you're gonna fucking like lose your mind.
Okay.
You know, over a few rounds, and you'll be like broken, right?
Okay. All right.
But I think you played it right.
All right.
Get a hold of yourself. Get a hold of yourself, man. There's nothing there. There's nothing there. There's nothing there.
All right. Well, I'll let him guide me back to the fire, but I'm going to be basically like this.
Yeah. Looking at the hill.
The rest of the night. Yeah.
Okay. So Stas, you got him calmed down. What are you planning on doing? It's closing on the end of the quarter now, so it's getting near noon actually. In fact, let's call it noon.
Not even the end of the day.
Nope.
Just starting off. Woo. All right, just got done with breakfast.
Scattered clouds overhead, 2 of them restlessly sleeping. Nobody's going to get any, benefit for sleeping because you were all woken. But at the start of the third quarter,
that whole quarter started with Garm and Conn trying to rest.
Yes. Yes. So at the start of the third quarter, you've got Askelon back in the camp, Stas, and he's kind of calm, although he's looking up the hill like every minute. Like I would say, Askelon, you don't think camping here is a good idea at all.
Yeah.
At all.
Yeah.
So as noon comes, maybe Garm and Conn are woken enough to make some decisions about what they want to do for the rest of the afternoon. But from noon to 6, what are you guys all doing?
I think we should just go. I think we should just go.
Where are we going to go and how are we going to get there? We're all...
What do we got to go for? Have you told us, Wayne?
Well, I
think that thing is going to be coming back anytime.
Conn, come here.
What?
No, just come here. Conn, hey,
what?
Come here.
What?
Come here.
It's going to come back? We can't.
Definitely coming back.
Don't. I stand in between them. Conn, just follow me. Come here. Just come here.
All right, I follow.
It's coming back.
Don't.
Pretty soon.
Shut up.
Why does he keep saying it's coming back? We got to go. We have one boat. I think we can all get in it and push off.
Listen, I don't know what the hell happened to this guy. Everything was fine. He did some magic, and then he right before that, he wanted to go and find the grave. Like, we gotta go put him to rest. We gotta go get the grave. Or we gotta go to the grave and put him to rest. And I said, dude, you're out of your mind. No, we're not gonna do that. And then all of a sudden, he was like, how he does his like magical thing.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, now he's like scared to death. Like he keeps looking up into the distance.
Well, maybe he had a moment of clarity. He is pretty old,
but he's over the top now. Like, and it changed on a dime.
Well,
it was like
maybe
he thought he was
realized
coming
too what just
us.
happened. Yeah, but look what just happened to us. Even the slightest whisper or hint.
That guy's gone. He's gone.
Gone.
He's gone. He's not here. Do you see him? If he was here, he would have us all.
Want to stay? I mean, if you want to stay, we can stay. I mean, Garm looks like shit.
I don't know if we can go. We feel like we could get all these guys into a boat and then go across the river.
No, towards the Rust Brothers? That's even worse than this, maybe.
No, but we have to go back to the village because I think they're only like, just right over there.
Go to the village, the Rust Brothers. Look at the state of us.
What if we find the Rust Brothers in the state that we're in now?
They're across the river, probably attacking the village that you want to go to.
Right, look, I got one guy losing his mind. I cannot have another guy. Conn, you got to get it together, okay? We got to make this decision. We can't be freaking out on each other.
Well, where's Garm? Garm, can you walk?
That guy? Did you see that guy? I think his arms over there, his legs over there.
I did see him. You didn't see him because you had some busted toes down by the river. You were lying there crawling away from us. Garm, he took major blows. His teeth exploded. He dropped. His legs were exploding, and he kept going, I've never seen anything like it.
I heard it, man. I heard it. You ever heard somebody get a curb stop? That's what I heard. It's crazy. That guy's nuts. I'm surprised he's even alive. So you think he's going to get up and just like, hey, we'll walk over to the boat? And like,
I kind of do.
That guy's, no, there's no way.
You didn't see him.
Yeah, but look at him now.
Garm, what are you doing?
Yeah.
They tried to rouse him, and he just like laid back down while they're arguing.
Nope.
Yeah, maybe you're right, Stas. Maybe you're right.
I don't know, man. I don't know if we can stay here that long, but I don't know if we can we can't hustle. There's no, my feet are freaking killing me. My toes.
Askelon, how long do we have?
It's sundown. By sundown, that thing is definitely coming back.
How much we got a quarter of a day. I think we got to risk it. I think we need to just look at us. We need more rest before we can move on.
So we're going to get all of us and our gear into that boat?
No, we can run southwest. I can lead the way. Trust me.
We have one boat, right?
Yeah. We'll just leave we can hide the boat here. We can always come back for it.
So we're going to leave the boat and then we're going to be...
Yeah, southwest.
We're going to go on foot?
Yes. I'm going to lead the way.
Oh, yeah. What could possibly go wrong?
Dude, I give you this look of like sheer willpower. I will not lead us astray. I will lead us southwest.
God damn you, Conn.
To the hills.
You son of a bitch. All right. We'll go southwest then.
After one more quarter rest, though? Are we going to move now?
We got to do it before nightfall.
Garm didn't get up.
Yeah, we got 1 quarter.
I don't know if that guy can move.
Askelon says sundown. We have 6 hours.
Well, that's dependent on Garm. Go over to Garm. Walk over to Garm. Garm, can you walk?
He sits up and just kind of looks at you. He tests his leg.
I look at it like this. I'm like, hey, can you walk? Like, yeah. I look at Conn. Dude, see that thing sticking out of his clothes? Like, I think that's a bone, dude.
You saw me heal him.
Right. He kind of like tests his leg, and he'll actually stand up and seems very surprised that he can hold his weight up on his legs. And then he kind of moves around a little bit. Like,
could we make you a crutch?
I can move.
You can walk?
Huh? Yeah. I mean, it's not going to be pretty. Thank you, by the way. And he kind of waves over towards Askelon. Thank you. I assume
I'll be pointing up the
this
hill.
was you. We're going that way?
No,
naked arm.
No, we're going away from it. We're going away from it, Garm.
Oh.
Get some clothes on,
I
old
healed
man.
you
What
so you
is
could
your
carry me.
problem? You are a hot mess.
Garm just goes over and grabs his sword. He's only half listening. They said we're leaving. I guess I'll start packing up my shit.
So, Garm, your injuries are taken care of. Is that right?
Except for the teeth.
And the teeth are how long?
Just 5 days.
5 days. And what does it prevent you from doing?
-1 to manipulate.
Yeah,
something Garm does a lot.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
No, crush me. Yeah, gotcha.
Yep.
So Stas is actually the one slowing you down in terms of like movement speed. You're limping, Stas, with your toes, right?
Sure, you don't want to get in the boat.
Did they get healed as well?
No, he hasn't cast a spell on me. He just used heal.
Okay.
Don't have any more. I could
Gotcha.
I could try to treat him, but of course.
Okay.
Yes, I will at least try to work on his feet to relieve some of the pain.
Okay. So the sun is high overhead. If you're looking at the map, I think Conn is suggesting you guys travel this way on foot after perhaps resting for a quarter. You know the village is in this direction, right? What's the plan for the next 6 hours? What are you guys going to do?
Sleep.
All of you?
What?
I don't know that I
sleeping?
can sleep.
I mean, I could keep watch. I'm not sleepy. I have 2 strength gone, but I don't think I'm gonna heal.
If you rest,
I
but,
could. I've got wits damage, 1 wits damage and 2 strength damage. That's the only thing and by toes, but that's not gonna go away.
Right.
I'm missing 9 points of attributes right now.
I think you need to.
Garm
to
lay
rest.
back down. Yeah. Yeah.
Whoa! Hey, easy, buddy. Not so fast. Not so fast. Like,
All right, so you definitely need to rest.
Did you say you got 9
Conn?
down, Kevin?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got my highest stat is empathy at 2.
Mine's yeah. I've lost 8 points. And my
I got
highest
6.
is empathy 3. I got 2, strength 1, agility 1, wits 2.
I will keep watch. You guys can rest, but I think, do we make camp is the question.
I think we
They're
already
going to
have.
make camp here. Yeah.
Yeah, almost have to, right? In order to rest.
No, I don't think you need to make camp to rest.
You
You
can
should
make
sleep.
Yeah, and you can make a new make camp roll if you want to camp in a different location, right? You guys could move half a mile or something if you didn't want to camp right below
if you
the
did that,
right below the hill.
I think I could actually rest.
What's the
The thing
plan?
is, we'd have to have somebody make camp while other
Correct.
people were resting and stuff.
That is correct.
Well, why don't we just rest here for a quarter?
Here.
And
You've already got the fire going. You got the
What if you
tents are
go out
pitched.
in the boat and we'll anchor it to the shore and you can rest in the boat out on the
ourselves out
water?
into the water.
Because the water's safe.
Well,
Yep.
Safer than that.
we've had a lot of luck
hellscape.
on the water.
Yeah. You have.
Like it's pretty minimal exposure. So everybody rests. I keep watch.
Okay.
Okay.
Is that right?
Right.
And when you say rest, everybody's actually sleeping, right?
If we can, but yeah.
Okay. Okay. So the 3 of you are sleeping. Stas is keeping watch. So I need to do an encounter roll. Give me a second.
I think I still have my spyglass. Yeah, I do.
It's damaged, right? But you still have it.
It's damaged and I still have it.
Okay. All right. So Stas, the other 3 all bed down. Everybody's just beat to crap, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they're snoring, but the 3 of them are out cold pretty quickly. Maybe Askelon, you grab your roll and are a little further away from the fire and the hill because you want to. You don't want to be close to the thing.
Hey,
Yeah.
You want to sleep over? That's fine. I don't care.
In terms of what you have for like clothing and whatnot, does anybody have clothing they can loan Stas, or how are we going to treat this naked elf here?
Well, he's got my fur.
He has your fur.
Yeah.
Right.
He has my sleeping fur.
Okay, so he like the woman that I think someone else gave a sleeping fur to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that to get warm, as long as the weather's good and you have a fire, I think your cold just goes away.
Right. That's what I was just looking into. I'm pretty sure that's how that works.
Yeah, I think it just goes away.
Basically, if you have a campfire, you're
right.
If you
You're
have
good.
a campfire,
And you can rest by it for a period of time or whatever.
Got it.
That makes sense to me.
Yep, got it. Okay, so Stas, the hours tick by, and you keep the fire going, I presume.
Yes.
Okay, and weather holds, and around supper time arrives, around 6. You can rouse the others if you want. It's been an uneventful afternoon.
Typically, I would say, "Oh, they look all so peaceful and they're sleeping." And if a normal camp, I would say, "I'll let them sleep. They've had a rough day." But no, it's Forbidden Land, so I got to kick them all on their foot and make sure they wake up so we can do our thing.
Yep. So the 3 of you have recovered your attributes, right? Knocked off sleepy if you had it.
Yep.
You don't recover the wits, though, do you?
Who doesn't?
No. Do you recover the wits when you're, or do you have to sleep one more time before you recover your wits?
If you're right, if you had sleepy, you can't recover wits. You have to knock off sleepy first, then you can recover wits.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thanks, Harrigan.
Yeah. If I'm right like 50% of the time. So,
Okay, cool. All right.
Maybe
Still wits
half.
damage, though. Wits damage, that's not good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So sun's getting lower in the sky by the time the 3 of you are woken up by Stas. Stas, what are you telling them?
Everything went uneventful. Everything was fine. You guys get some rest. You guys feel better?
Feel
Oh yeah.
100%. 100%.
What time of day is it?
6 p.m. You're about to head from 6 to midnight, the 4th quarter.
So it's getting dark.
Yeah, time
We
to
need to
go.
get out of here.
Settle
pack up.
Settle down. Settle down.
We need
Have
to
something to eat. Have something to drink first.
It's summer, so remember that it doesn't get dark till like 10
right.
10 or 11 at night type of thing.
It's not dark yet. Just relax.
Right. That is correct.
Sure, we don't want to just pile into the boat. I know it'll be a little rough going and take that up to the town.
I don't know if we can fit in the boat.
I'm not saying it's got to be seaworthy for long. We just got to get across.
I don't want to drown. I can't swim.
Well,
It's not like we're weighed down by baggage or loot.
Oh, that's true.
Or clothing.
We described 3 people in a dory being tight. 4 will be very.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It'll be dangerous. I'll put it that way. 4 of you in there.
We could ferry.
Well, then
the town is just across the river.
It is
On the other side. Like we could get there
1 hex.
right now.
the Rust Brothers are coming.
But it's a village. Or what if
we've
they've
got
already
to go
been
to
there?
the village, man. We're
What if
going to
they-
the village.
What if they've already been
We are
there?
going to the village.
Then they're still there, probably.
Yeah, we should.
Garm is like stretching and limbering up a little bit. Like,
I
think it'll be
not-
okay.
I'm
We're
not-
going
I'm
to the
not
village.
liking this
We have
fact-
no other choice.
I'm not liking the fact we only have one boat. If we had 2 boats, we could go to the village and go, "Oh, this isn't the place for us," and then leave. But we
You
can't
do
go
have
there
2
with.
boats.
We do. What happened to the other boat? then?
One's plague
It's
ridden.
infected.
One has a rope tied to it and is out in the river a little bit. But you could
What
use that
if-
boat, or you could wash it, or
What if we walk our boat up to like here, kind of where the river narrows, and we ferry across?
Yeah, I like that idea.
so you could actually walk the bank,
Yeah,
dragging
walk
the boat,
bank
which
up
is
to that.
which is what they used to do with a lot. Phil, you've been portaging. You do
Yeah,
that
oh, yeah.
sometimes, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Put the
You don't want to carry
drag
that
your
stuff.
put the goods in the canoe, and you get on the bank and you pull it. Okay, so basically you are going to be moving in this direction, right up to the village, with
That's
the
what
idea
2
of
of us want to do. I'm not sure
Yeah.
if everybody
okay.
else
Well,
does.
yeah. So
We
go
could-
ahead.
Even if when we cross the river, or maybe we find another boat and we borrow it, and then we bring it back, and then we could even save time that way.
Well, okay.
But that's
We're
long
on
term.
the southern bank, right?
Yeah.
You are on
Yeah,
the south bank. Yep,
Right.
down here.
So we're talking about moving into this hex with the boat and then crossing the river. Isn't that right?
You could do that, or you could just go straight here.
Why don't we just get in the damn boat and go diagonally across the river to the village?
Right.
Sure.
With
That's fine.
narrowly do what Kevin said, which is basically walk the boat up and cross at the narrowest point where it starts to, because right now you're on this like lake, this marshy, reedy, bulrushy
And we
lake,
go-
right?
And Kevin, our local hex whore will go into a new hex. So
we could go right over here, and
You
then
could
we
do
could
that.
cross.
Well, what we could do is go to the village first, then find out what's going on, what we could do, and then just go across the river and stay across the river and not in the village.
Let me add one more tidbit. If you go here, you don't need to lead the way roll.
Yeah.
Right,
Just
correct.
get there.
Right. Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
Because
Do
we
what?
need,
Yeah.
I need an axe. The Askelon doesn't have any clothes. Like we got
Right.
Let's do this
Right,
all at once. Let's load up.
Okay. So we're gonna risk it.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
We can't be
Con.
wasting any time.
I'm fine with that. He's like ready to like row, though he realizes now he has to be on one side of the
So
boat.
describe to me how you're making ready. Like who's wearing armor? Are you all going in one
no
boat?
armor.
No armor.
Maybe we
Okay.
should just
No.
keep the stuff that we don't need here, and then we can fit in the boat. Do we have any stuff
I don't
to
know that
unload?
I don't know that I'm carrying anything.
I
I
don't
have
have anything.
fishing hook and line and rope
I have a backpack.
and a small tent.
I could leave my backpack and bear trap.
Why
Good.
don't we just put the shit in the boat and then we all hold on to the boat and just swim it across the frickin' river?
So you're saying
could
put
try
the
that.
gear in the boat, and then you're just going to swim and push the boat across. Is that what
What
you're
about
saying?
those weird reptilian men and Garm's leg?
Put Garm in the boat and we're hanging off the sides of it and he just
That's a
can't
bad
swim.
idea.
Ow.
That's a bad idea.
Okay.
The busted
I can't
toes.
swim. Okay, all right. I didn't grow up around water.
Put the
My
two
parents.
of you in the boat.
Get
Good
in the
God.
boat, Askelon. Get in the boat, man.
He
You're
has
small.
lost
You're weak.
his mind. I'm telling you, that thing touched him, and he's
It's
like,
not
"Ugh."
like my clothes are going to get wet.
He's still naked.
Oh my God! All right, if you want to go for a little dip, cool.
Well, rather than capsize us, that seems to make more sense than.
All right, who's gonna hold on? Gar, maybe you should just hold. Your leg looks really bad. I don't think you can row. Just hold Askelon, and Stas and I will row.
We are going to go through all this ways, and we're going to drown in a freaking river. That's what's going to happen. We're going to all die in a river, and nobody's going to know. All right. I'm going to go back to reading Alien.
Tell me your approach. Tell me. And all is said and done.
Yeah, Garm, you want to get in first?
Yep.
Okay, Askelon, maybe you can help push us off the shore, and then Garm grab him. I'll take one of the oars. Stas, are you taking an oar?
I can if I need to.
All right. So then I'll be maybe in the front of the boat.
Yep. So we described. Well, wait. First of all, are you unhooking the second boat from the back of this one because it was tied up?
Yeah.
Are you going to let it go?
Yeah.
Oh,
think
we're
so.
not
Let's
gonna-
not.
It'll go
Let's
east.
keep the
Keep the rope.
Keep the rope.
part of the rope. I don't want to get any affected
Yeah.
rope.
the
Whatever.
last
but
Okay.
foot and a
yes,
half.
yeah,
Okay. So you've got
couple
6
feet
feet
of
of rope or 8 feet of rope or something like that.
I'll update
But
that.
basically all four of you are getting in this one boat, right? And I think we described before you're going upstream now, so it's difficult terrain. So it's going to take you the entire quarter to go the one hex. And I think that makes sense. Right based on what
Sure.
we're seeing. It's night, the boat's overloaded, etc. So I'm not going to make you make a lead the way roll, but I do want probably either move or more likely survival. And it can be a group check.
Well, if it's a group check, then it's the lowest one. So who's got
Well,
the
that's
lowest?
terrible.
But I think can't you guys use like I think there's a teamwork thing, right?
Usually if it's
Bonus die?
You just get to add a
Per
die.
player?
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's look it up.
So I would probably
Is it
be the
aid or
lowest,
assist? It's either aid or assist or something like that.
which gets you an extra die.
Yeah.
And I have to explain it. So like the lowest survival would be me. I have 0. And my wits is 2. I would have 2 dice for survival.
I have a survival of 0.
You actually, if you follow like burning wheel advice, right? This is like Some situations call for the person who has the lowest skill. Some situations call for the person who has the highest, depending on the type of challenge. But Forbidden Lands actually says you guys get to choose. Choose among you who is best suited to take this challenge. You decide who this is, and then you can do the help as well.
Then how did I get the lowest?
I don't know.
Is that on a stealth? I know that's stealth, probably.
It might be from one of the other Free League games as well, because they switched that up a little bit from time to time.
I think on stealth or something like that, where it's like
help from others.
A
Where you're trying to like hide or walk quietly. That makes more sense.
Three of you can help, right? You can choose who's going to roll, and I'm going to go with survival. Three of you can help.
I'm at 4 right now total.
Well, total of 4.
Like I've got 2 wits and 2 survival, so I'm rolling 4 dice.
I'm rolling 5 dice because
there it is, wits. Askelon.
2.
Yeah, you're the highest.
All right.
All right. So you push off. The water is like 3 inches from the gunnel on the side. The boat is like deep in the water. So you're rowing, but you're having to be careful about it. And you get out past the reeds, away from the shore, into the open water, and then you're turning and you're heading to the northwest there, towards where the lake starts to narrow down. But that's where you start to run into the current, right? So you're having to fight that. And you're digging deeper, and the boat's filling with water a little bit. So go ahead and make this survival roll. Let's see what happens when you're in the middle of the lake.
Got
one success, and that is all you need.
I'm willing to push, by the way.
Now you see the plight of a spellcaster.
You cannot push because you got the one. You only need the one success, and you got it. All right, so let's. I apologize. I'm just looking at the clock right now. For 2 of you guys, it's almost midnight. So, do you want to do just 5 more minutes, and then we'll wrap, or even 2 more minutes?
Sure.
Let me just move the token here.
We get across the lake.
Wow!
We see
Did the token
village
move?
burning?
Right. The token moved. So you get to Yep. So you tell me about your approach. I'm presuming you're putting the boat in quietly and carefully, and you're going to approach Riversnet on foot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that consumes the whole quarter, right? So let me move the clock. And you know what? Let's do one last thing. Everybody, roll your food.
Oh yeah.
Food and water.
Boy.
It's going to be as Q1 begins.
A lot of food. Not anymore.
Food going down. Oh, Conn's food's going down.
Okay. I was looking at Conn's.
Oh, there's one. Somebody else's food. Askelon's food went down. So you're eating and drinking as you're in the boat.
I am good to go.
Okay. So you may recall it's dark by the time you get there because it's now midnight, right? End of the fourth quarter. So your last hour on the water and then pulling the boats ashore, darkness has fallen and it's completely dark. Still, I think, check my weather. I think it's still, no, heavy rain is brewing. So the clouds are starting to gather and there's a bit of a mist and a drizzle starting to fall as you kind of pull the boats in. So weather has turned as you put in on the north side of the shore. And I think you might remember me describing before that Riversnet is built on the ruins of something much older, right? So we described, I think, a lot of like grass covered hummocks and hillocks and like it's very uneven ground. So there's like stone foundations and whatnot that are beneath the grass and the reeds and all that kind of stuff. But as you're approaching and you're sort of climbing a crest that will let you come within sight of Riversnet, stop shaking your head, Sean. I see your subtle shake. There's a bit of a glow over the ridge, and as you come up and crest it, you see the town, and it's not aflame, and you were a little worried that it would be because of the orange glow you were seeing. But what you do see is, I wouldn't call it an army, but there are a lot of there's somebody is encamped outside Riversmith.
Oh,
So there's a number of tents.
it's the Rust Brothers.
And there are a number of like towers or something like all over the outside of it that all have torches going, which is why you're seeing this additional light. And down in front of the from the direction you're approaching, you might remember that there was a tower with a light ballista or a heavy crossbow.
Yes.
Arbalist in
The
it.
Griffin.
And they were going to build one on the other side as well, right?
Yeah.
You're on the front side.
Yeah.
And there's enough light down there that you can see that tower is gone. So the tower no longer exists, but there's some other wooden structures that are up. And from this distance, you can see that there might be people attached to them. Are they being crucified or something? It's hard to tell.
Oh, that's
From
horrific. It's the
long
Rust
distance,
Brothers.
long distance, they can see the scene is lit in this eerie red light from all this fire they have going. The town is sort of huddled, and all around the town, you can, if you look more carefully, you see figures moving here and there. You see torches going back and forth. There might be a couple of dozen figures that you see, sort of before you and around, etc. It's hard to tell. You can't recognize like that's a Rust Brother from this distance, but something is going on at Riversmith, and I think we'll cut right there.
This has been a Litterbox Studio production.